What's happening, guys? I'm just about to do some meal prep, and one thing that I've noticed is a lot of people that come to me, I'm speaking to in the DMs, is they don't know what to eat, or they just tend to overcomplicate things. And I totally get it, because you're scrolling through Instagram or TikTok these days and there's a million different recipe ideas. But that's the problem. There's too many decisions. You just need to strip things back, make it simple, and think about, what are we trying to do with our food? Well, we need to fuel our body, nourish our body, performance and recovery. And if you're in a fat loss phase, we obviously need to just stay within a calorie budget. That's it. So what are we looking at with each meal? Protein, carbs, fats. Think about that, and you can just divide it up, and that's your main goal, to get your protein and carbs and fats into you. And then after that, the second goal can be, well, how can we flavor this in a way that's enjoyable enough so we can stick to it and doesn't blow out the calories? But if you're looking continuously to flavor your meals, and that's your main priority, just continuously looking for the most extravagant, crazy flavors, new things to try, I think you just end up with too much decision fatigue and just feeling a bit lost, and you lose sight of what's the main priority. Fueling your body, and like I said, if you're in a fat loss phase, well, fueling your body, but within that calorie budget. That's the number one goal. If you've got a goal to lose weight, that's priority. Not just making the most a la carte 5-star dish. So, all I'm doing, guys, cooking up a kilo of mince, and I'm having my mince meals at 200 grams per meal of mince, so raw weight. So 1 kilo of mince is going to get me 5 meals, simple as. So just on that, a few people always ask me that question too, how do you work out your meals when you're weighing your meat raw? Very simple, just before it, you need to know how much you're cooking. So obviously, if I'm doing a kilo and I want my meals at 200 grams each, well, I know that's going to get me 5 meals, don't I? So once I cook it up, even though I add my veggies and everything in it, I just need to divide it evenly into 5 meals. It's not going to weigh 200 grams per meal once I cook it. It's going to reduce about maybe 20-25% in weight reduction. But that's why the end weight doesn't matter once it's cooked. So I just need to have it figured out before I cook it. 1 kilo is going to get me 5 meals. And then, so that's my protein source. Super simple. And then I'm going to be having some rice that's cooking at the moment. That's my carbohydrate source. Easy. And then for my veggies, I'm going to be having this bag. It's already pre-chopped, easy as, super simple. And then to flavour it, guys, I'm just using a curry powder, and I may add just, a little bit of light Thai sweet chili sauce by A-Arms, super low calories. I add it to most of my meals. And that's how I do it, guys. Super simple. Got my protein and fats coming from the meat, only slight fats in that. And then my carbohydrate sauce and my veggies. That's the main priority. And then I look to flavour it just with some herbs, some seasoning, or some low calorie sauce on top. Super simple. You can come out here, it's all good. I just think this is where so many of you are coming undone, trying to overcomplicate your meal prep instead of just getting first and foremost your priority straight, which is what is food? It is our fuel. And when you're making your meals super simple, there's just no excuse to not have time to do your meal prep. You can bang this out in 45 minutes. Easy. It's when you try and overcomplicate things with 30 different ingredients, that's when things get stressful. That's when I understand you probably don't have time, but it's because you're taking the wrong approach. It's Saturday morning now, you can get up early as, boom, knock your meals out, or Sunday morning, you got your meals ready for the week, and then you're prepared. There's no excuses to go off track. Easy peasy. Know what I'm saying? All I do, once this bad boy's cooked up, like I said, it's going to get me 5 meals at 200 grams each. I've already got that preset. So I just roughly chuck it into my containers. Doesn't matter at the minute. Making a mess. So roughly into 5 meals, and then you can just leave it at that, because technically across the week, if you eat all these meals, you're going to consume the right amount of calories, but I like to just get them roughly even. Now, like I said, it's not going to weigh 200 grams each. Doesn't matter what it weighs. You sort of get them roughly the same. 300, because it's included in the container too. That one could use a little bit more. That one's really low. As long as they're in the rough ballpark of each other, I'm pretty happy. Cool. So there's the mince, done. Like I said, the rice was cooking. That is done now too. But what I'm gonna do, quickly give this a rinse, and I'm gonna cook my veggies on the pan because I like to fry them up a bit. Bob is your uncle. So although I weigh my mince raw, I weigh my rice, cooked. Way easier for me. I'm just going 100 grams in each meal at the moment, pretty low calories. So guys, that's what I recommend. Keep things way more simple. Stop trying to create too many different recipes, too many different flavors. You'll just get overwhelmed and it'll be too hard to stick to. Plus it's cheaper this way too. You know, if you're buying 30 different ingredients each time you're cooking up a meal or your meals, it's just gonna cost you an arm and a leg too, so. Simplicity is key.